What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Today I'm gonna do a story time and I have no makeup. I'm gonna do it with my glasses on y darle con todo because it is nighttime. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving already y el tiempo se pasó súper rápido. But it's already 11:20 p.m. and I was like cleaning before going to bed so I don't have to do it tomorrow morning. And then I was like, should I go to sleep? Should I do a story time? So I decided to do a story time, and honestly you guys have been requesting this story time for a long time now, ever since I told you guys that I basically got married after I knew that I was pregnant. So a lot of you guys were kind of like, so you're only married because you got pregnant? Okay, but we're gonna do a story time to explain, so if you want to know how that happened, then just keep on watching. What are you doing, buddy boy? What are you doing? ¿Qué es eso? An alligator? ¿Te acuerdas cuando Sebastian estaba en la panza de mami?
Sí.
¿Sí? You were a baby?
Sí.
Oh, ¿me das un beso? ¿Me das
No,
un beso?
me sé
Hola, Sebastian. I love you. Okay, so apparently Sebastian wanted to be part of the video because, you know, he's the main character in this video, so why not? But basically George and I started dating in 2015. By 2017 we had already been dating obviously 2 years, and that is when I got married. Yeah, pregnant, and then I got married. So I still lived in the same household as my parents, but my parents had actually just gotten their residency, so that's when they actually began to go to Mexico. Mind you, my parents had never in their entire life left me. Even like back in the day when they used to be able to go to Mexico, they would always take me trips. I would always be with my parents, so they had never left me more than like a weekend, let's say. And it started, well, they got the opportunity to start going to Mexico, and they would leave for like 6 months. The first time that they left, I've talked about it in my previous videos, I was very depressed. It hit me hard. I literally got alopecia. My hair started falling off in like bunches, and you would just see like bald spots all through my head. And I was so freaking depressed, you know. And then at that time too, my sister got married. She moved to Chicago, so I was like basically living in this house by myself. I would go to work at 9 in the morning, get off at 6, cook for myself, come home, you know. And then I would usually see George on the weekends because we did live like an hour away from each other. So, and then we both worked, so that's when we would see each other. It was very depressing to me, so I was like by myself. George lived by himself too, so we would just like manage to see each other a lot more. So I always tell my parents like, ustedes me dejaron, ustedes me abandonaron, and you know, like I had to go find myself my man. But basically we ended up getting pregnant. I've talked about my whole pregnancy in other videos and like how I found out I was pregnant and all that. So I did find out I was pregnant, and I actually hid my pregnancy for, I want to say like 2 months. Everybody like at work knew, but the only people that didn't know were like my siblings, my parents, and like family, you know, like nobody knew. And I decided to keep it a secret because my parents were in Mexico, and I just didn't want anybody in the family knowing before them. I wanted them to be like the first ones to know, you know. So it was kind of hard because I would still see my siblings, and I was like over here having like freaking morning sickness, o me daba asco certain things. I had certain like pains, and I had to like hide that just because I wanted to be able to tell my parents first. My parents ended up coming from Mexico after like maybe 2 months of me finding out that I was pregnant. And y'all, okay, first of all, when George and I found out that we were pregnant, right away he brought up the fact that he wanted to get married with me, you know. Regardless, we had already been dating for 2 years and we planned on getting married like the next year. But since I was pregnant, he was like my man, my dream man. He was like basically just like stepped up to the plate and was like, no, like we need to get married, we need to make things right, we need to talk to your parents, we need to do what we need to do to make things right. So you know, George could have been like, oh, whatever, like let's move in, let's not get married and whatever, but it was his decision to want to get married, brought that up to me, and obviously like we wanted to get married, you know. So when it was time to talk to my parents, when I tell you this was the scariest day of my life, y'all, this was the scariest day of my life because I was like 22, 23, I can't even remember. I was around that age, and yes, I'm a grown-ass adult, paying my own bills, going to my own work, paying my own car, and all that stuff. But I was still under their roof, technically, you know, and I know it's not like this in every Hispanic household, but in some it is. Specifically in mine, it was very like, you live under our household, so you know, like you being pregnant and not being married is like a big deal, you know. So I remember I got off of work and George was like, I'm gonna meet you outside of work and we're gonna go and drive to your parents and talk to them. I remember driving, you guys. I remember driving to my parents' house and I've never been this scared in my life. Like I was just like, I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I think what really helped me was that George was just like, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay, like I got it. If you can't say anything, don't say anything, like I got this, babe, like don't worry, I'll handle it. I don't know, I didn't know what to expect. I know that I was freaking scared, y'all. So we got to my parents, we told them that we needed to talk to them, and they thought que él me quería pedir matrimonio because we wanted to get married, and that was it, you know. But little did they know that I had their first grandbaby coming. So we talked to them. Actually, I couldn't talk at all. Like I said no words whatsoever. Like if I would have vlogged that day, you guys would have been like, what the fuck? Like I didn't say anything, you guys, not even one little word. Like I couldn't talk. I just couldn't do it. Like no me salían las palabras. I just couldn't, like. And George was just like the man, you know. He's just like, yeah, I want to get married to your daughter, blah 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 blah. But we do want to tell you we're expecting a baby. My parents took it a little harsh, you guys. It was definitely hard on them. I think more so the disappointment. It was more kind of like, it's my little girl, you know, like we trusted you. And I think it was just like a lot of mixed emotions for them, which I 100% understand now that I'm a parent myself. Hey buddy. Oh my god, Sebastian, what pumpkin?
Quiero pack.
Sí, siéntese, señor. Pásele. Pásele. I was saying, I remember my dad being super upset. I remember my mom crying. My dad didn't say much. He did say that he wanted us to get married, which is totally fine because we respect that, and that was already the plan for us to get married. So it's not like we were like, we're gonna get married because he said that we're gonna get married, you know. It was more so like we already knew we had to make things right, and him wanting us to get married, like of course we understand. So I just remember he went and just lay down. My mom was talking to us, but obviously like she didn't expect this, so she didn't see this coming, so it obviously took her off guard too. My sister was actually in town. She was visiting, and I feel like out of everybody, she took it the hardest. Only because, and I don't blame her, but only because me and her were at the house like before she got married. Excuse me. We were together for a long time, you know, just me and her, and I feel like she would always see me like if she was protecting me, like if I was her little girl. And I just feel like when this happened, it was kind of like, oh my god, like why? Like, was it because I feel like she was kind of like blaming herself too? Was it because she left and then this happened? And I just feel like it was so much mixed emotions overall. Sebastian keeps kicking my freaking tripod set over here, so sorry if it keeps moving. Okay, but like I said, we knew that we had to go and talk to each of my siblings individually because I do have 2 older brothers. And we went to my oldest brother first. So we went over there and talked to him and his wife. Mind you, nobody else in the family had kids. I was the first one to be pregnant, so it was all new to everybody, and like I said, nobody expected it. So we went over to him and we just told them like we're pregnant, we're gonna talk to my parents, we're gonna get married, and that's that, you know. And he's very caring. He's like a sweetheart. So he was just crying, he was bawling, he was hugging me, and he was just like, everything's gonna be okay, like don't worry. I think they were just so happy that we were making things right, you know what I mean. After that, we went to my other brother's house, and this brother, he's more like, he wants the best for me, and he wants me to do good, and he wants me to have a good job, and he wants me to be in a good school kind of guy, you know. When I was actually in high school, he's the one that put me like in a freaking law academy and all these things, because that's the type of brother that he is, and I appreciate it because, you know, he looks out for me. So whenever we went up to him, like I was scared, like I was a little bit out of all of them, I think I was more scared to talk to him. But it turned out to him, like he was just kind of like, oh, like I already knew, like I had a feeling, like don't worry, like do you need a place to stay, like do you guys have somewhere like where you're gonna live once you're married, like do you guys want to live here kind of thing. And we literally planned our wedding so quick because I wanted to get married before like I was definitely showing, even though like my uncles, like everybody knew, but I still wanted to get married before I was like showing. And my wedding was beautiful, you guys, but I don't have much pictures, I don't have much videos because it was planned all so fast, and like we didn't have social media, so we didn't care for like posting pictures online kind of like we do now, you know. So at the same time, I felt like I was so freaking happy to get married to the dream guy, to the literally the guy of my dreams. But at the same time, I just felt like, since everybody knew, I felt like, oh my god, everybody's judging me, oh my god, everybody's looking at me, oh my god, everybody that's coming is probably looking at my stomach, kind of thing. So I just felt like I was a little bit off on my wedding day, and people say like you could tell that I was like feeling like that, but honestly, like I was still marrying the guy that I freaking love, the guy that I'm about to like create a family with, and I was so happy. But that is one of the reasons why we don't have much pictures, just because it was planned so fast, we didn't have social media and all that stuff. But that's why we got married. We've been married for 4 years now. Sebastian is 3, and honestly, like I'm so happy. I'm so happy with my life. I'm so happy with what life led me to up to this point. I think that I honestly married a guy that's so like such a hustler, always wanting to do better, and I'm just so happy that I got pregnant, I got married, and we are now a family. And my parents and my whole entire family love my son. You know, he's the first grandbaby on both sides of the family. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that I missed a bunch of parts coming up to like this story time. Pero I don't know, I was kind of just talking. I was like, I don't have no notes or nothing. I was just kind of like, it's a story time, you know. But if I do miss anything, if you guys did have any questions or anything, just leave them down in the comments below, and I hope that that explains to you guys why I got married. Because honestly, like, I was doing a Q&A and I answered a question relating that, and then there was people like being like, oh, so you're only married because you had a son, oh, so he only married you because you got pregnant, kind of thing. But honestly, those comments don't bother me at all. I know what I have. I know that we love each other, and that was just what God wanted to give us at that point. So yeah. I hope you guys all enjoyed this story time. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, and I will see you guys all on my next one. Bye guys.